the nice thing about Triangle Foundry is that there's different instructors. Everybody has a different way they teach, but everybody is so nice and they're so accommodating. And, when you have something that, okay, I can't do this, and they know that, they're like, they give you options. They give you different ways to do things that, if you're not able to do it today, you can work on it at your level and where you're at. And that's one of the nicer things about this, is that it's not a normal class where like everybody's doing the exact same thing and you feel like, oh gosh. And I've never felt that here. I've always felt like I'm working on me, and it's just about me, and they're the instructors, and everyone else has allowed me to do that. I've done a couple gyms throughout my life, but I believe that the difference that Triangle Foundry has made, it makes me feel more comfortable. Like walking into the studio, I was very nervous. I was like, oh, I don't know that I can do this. And, when you read class descriptions, you're like, oh my goodness, I don't know that I could do that. And I don't know that I have the ability or I don't want to look silly in front of everybody else. And when I walked in, the first person I met was you, and you were so nice. And I was like, okay, she seems to be really nice. And then it took me a while to walk back in after my first time, because I was still like, oh, I don't know. It's like a gym. It's in front of a bunch of people. And I thought, well, and then I did another class, and then I signed up for the 3-week special. And I thought, well, I'll give it 3 weeks. I'll see what happens. No big deal. It's only 3 weeks. You can do it. And I said to myself, if I'm going to do this, I'm going to use that 3 weeks, and I'm going to take as many different classes as I can, because I want to make sure that if I'm going to go forward with it or not, I've given it my best opportunity. And my first class walking in the door was kind of not hard, but kind of nerve-wracking, and a lot of self-doubt in what I could do. And when I took the class, I was like, I can do this. I might not be able to do it as good as some of the other people yet, but I'll get there. My favorite class at Triangle Foundry has been the boot camp and strength classes. The nice thing about them is they're different every time. They all work on different things, but in the end, you do feel like you're getting what you put into it. And at the end of it, that, okay, that was a hard class, but I made it through, and I'll be back tomorrow to do another one. Since I started to today, I noticed the difference in myself. And, if I keep staying the course and keep allowing myself to get better, in another 100 classes, who knows where I can be. I've worked hard to keep progressing as to where I want to go. And I had shoulder surgery, and therefore I had a lot of less strength in my shoulder. And I see the differences every day, and I enjoyed working on and trying to become a stronger person. I continue to take classes mainly because I like the way it makes me feel about myself. It makes me feel stronger. It makes me feel more easygoing in my day-to-day life, and there's a lot less stress. And I know that as long as I continue to make myself a priority and not just my family, then I'm a better person all around for everybody else. Because I believe, had I worked on myself when my children were, 21 years ago, I would have been a different person today had I allowed myself to take the time for myself. And I do believe this whole process here, the classes, the people, they make you better, and they make you stronger, and they make you believe in yourself more. And I wish I would have done that 20 years ago when my kids were young. I would also like to work on my mind aspect of things. Sometimes just settling the mind down a little bit is hard, and I do believe that the yoga classes and the restorative classes and the things like that help me work on that. Sometimes maybe not so much, because my mind tends to wander a little bit, but the teachers keep saying, all you have to do is say, I'm breathing in and I'm breathing out. And that helps me to where I hope to go, both, physically and mentally. And just like I said, for me, it's just becoming a better human all around.